Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Bes-T.E.A. Spillin Tea from Time. I'm your co-host, Aisha, with my best friend,
Stephanie.
So, it's going to be one of these days. It's going to be one of these days. Let's start with some, how are you doing today, babe? It's Sunday. It's cold.
I've been up for so long, and I feel like it's not right on a Sunday.
Oh.
I had to take Maya to training. Yeah, I had to take Maya to training. That's usually not my job.
Yes.
But I filled in today.
Okay. Good
and
wife.
Now my vibes are off.
That's a great segue into today's conversation, which is when the vibes are off.
Yeah.
So today's conversation is all about the group, like the friend group, and when the vibes take a little bit of a turn.
Yeah.
Because that can happen.
It can.
Right?
It can happen. And I was talking to my mom about this morning, and she's like, well, what's the difference between that and toxicity? And I said, well, toxicity is when somebody's being
Yeah.
And the vibes can just be off because of the introduction to like somebody new into your space.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, we have said before, maybe in the not best of ways, but like no new friends.
No new friends.
But when we bring new people into our group, it can be a change that is not always welcomed.
In the dynamic of the nature of the original relationship. And I will say, I think, like you said, the difference is toxic, like what we talked about a few episodes ago, is a recognition that someone in your life really isn't healthy and isn't serving you. I think today's conversation is more about, there will always be in any friend group a situation where like one friend is out here doing the most and you're all like, are they okay? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
Or like you said, there's shifts, right? Again, in a relationship, people are changing and evolving, and the change and evolution doesn't always vibe in the friend group.
Yeah.
So that's what today's conversation is like. What happens when the vibes
when the vibes suddenly feel off?
Yeah.
And I know that we've had this happen.
Yeah, 100.
We've had this happen in our group, and you gotta
be mature and work through it.
Sometimes,
yes.
If you're a mature person, sure.
Yeah.
If you're a mature person, which I try to be, I want to say 80% of the time.
Oh, I give you a little bit more. I'll give you more maturity than that. You're definitely mature, but like, let's be honest. I think not just really honest. Like, I'm like, let's be honest. She's not. No, what I mean to say is like, we are also humans.
Yeah.
Right. And in the best aspect of being mature, we can also be petty. I can be petty. I could be petty when I want to be petty. Maybe people haven't experienced it, but I can be petty. So.
I know you can.
Oh, yeah. There's a little hidden side about Aisha that a lot of people don't know. I like to maintain decorum.
Yeah.
And class and ladylike, but take me to that place, people, and it's a different vibe. So I'm going to ask you this, since we're going to dig deep into the conversation about when the vibes are off. What's the pettiest reason? What's the pettiest reason you stop talking to someone, and looking back, do you still stand by it?
Oh, this is a good one. Because I'm petty. I can go. You talk about, when we go low. When I go high. Low, we go high. I will take you to the depths of hell, baby. I'm going all the way down. I'm going down. Me and Mary J. going down. I will take you to the depths of hell and drag you across the coals. That's how petty I am. Still be my friend. Still be my friend, please.
I like you still. But
pettiest reason. You know what I don't like? And I think that we talked about it. Too much of the mimic. Don't come to the place in my outfit.
Yeah.
And this was more so before. Like, people don't really dress like me now, because I still dress like I'm 15. And like, people have grown up and like gotten style, and I'm still like, whatever. You can see me today in my plaid.
Don't mind her. She has great style. Stop that.
But I feel like before, probably, it's like, why are you you haven't found your own way.
Like vibe, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't found your own vibe and you're trying to steal my vibe. I feel like maybe that's why. That's probably the pettiest reason. Like, or maybe I don't like the way that you eat.
I will have to say though, I'm laughing, but I know loud chewing is something you absolutely loathe. Loud chewing.
Why have you never learned how to eat civilly? Why have you never learned how to eat without smacking your lips and like, and you know what else? You know when you
it's a grind my gear. It's a grind my gear. We got one.
Do you know if you have hit adulthood and you hold your fork
like this?
Yo, you hold your fork like this and you shovel? Like, we can't be friends. We can't be friends. You need to take an etiquette class.
Holding of the fork with the knife like this, not okay.
Yes.
It's not okay.
For me though, it's like the shovel.
This.
You're shoveling.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I'll go petty. Let us stop right there.
Yeah.
Because I will continue to go.
Okay. So
I will continue to do.
So we know that there have been friendships that have ended. If you're wondering, if you are an ex-friend of Stephanie and you're wondering why, I
look at how you were eating your fish, or look at how you were eating your soup.
Yep, absolutely. You were doing
shoveling it into your mouth,
or smack in your mouth.
Oh yeah, like I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do.
No, I know. Kind of no, that I do know.
Kind of stuff. And I know that this has happened to you, so I'm going to ask you this question anyways. But have you ever been in a friend group where two people are beefing, somebody like me and somebody else? And you had to be the go-between?
Yes, I have.
Because I know this about, and this happens in friend groups. Like there's always, it's unfortunate for that like middle person that gets caught up in the petty.
Yes.
Especially if I'm being petty.
Yeah.
The person that gets caught up in the middle. And that happens in a friend group.
Yeah, always.
Somebody always gets caught in the middle of the ruckus.
Of the ruckus.
Of what's going on.
Of trying to maintain. I mean, I think for me, I operate in two ways. One, my friends are grown people, and so I allow them to kind of, mitigate or deal. What I do try to do, I think it's just by nature of like, because I'm a talker and I like, things to be mediated, I will allow both sides to see like, what's the perspective of like why there's a beef. However, once it gets to the point where I'm like, yo, this is going to go left, I kind of just am like, it's going to go left, because there's also a part of realizing that maybe this beef is more like there's beefs where like even for you, like you'll see it's like petty and like you guys just need to kind of cool off because whatever, and then there's situations where you're like, no, you know what, this has gotten to a point where it isn't healthy for either one of these sides to be friends, and maybe we just need to end it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But
like,
I hate when you tell me when I'm wrong.
And but I feel like I'm diplomatic. I
literally, I'm like, wait a second. No, I'm right. I'm right here. Yeah. And I don't understand why you're being so diplomatic.
It's just
I know, and it makes me mad.
I know. I am diplomatic. I am diplomatic. I'm very much like my father. Like I'm like, okay, let me offer the perspective. Like what's wrong is what's wrong, right? Mm-hmm. But I am always one who's like, okay, like let's look at this perspective or let's look at this perspective, which I think is what annoys a lot of people, because they're like, I just need you to be like, yo, they're foul, and right, and you're foul.
This
right?
is every once in a while.
Yeah,
every once in a while, just come through with the
yo. You know what? You are.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I don't know. I'm just always so, you know what, this mental health space that I'm in. I'm always I'm always like, okay, well, let me hold you accountable, but I'm not going to be. I do. I'm like, I just want people to have peace, and I want people to establish boundaries, and I want people to, be okay. So I operate in that space. I'm not the rah-rah, right? If I get there, then I go there. But I really do. I'm like, listen, this is what's happening. This is what I can see. This is where you are absolutely in the wrong. This is where you're in the wrong. But like, you're going to have to work it out.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you think causes like the most issues in those kind of friendships? Like, do you think it's more like miscommunications that are happening in the friendships, or do you think that there's jealousy behind it? Like, what do you think is in that space that's causing the vibes
to be off?
Because you do work in that kind of space.
Yeah.
You do work in that mental health space.
Yeah.
And what do you think is causing the vibe to change?
I think it could be a number of things. It could be where there is jealousy or envy. It could be where there is a lack of respect for the other person, or a lack of recognition that like what this person brings to the friendship, like devaluing, you know what I mean, what they bring. It could be even as stupid as like, oh, I heard you say this, or I thought you said that. Like it could be literally anything. And I think that's where we have to determine, like in the friend group, like, is this worth like us fighting for? Because when there's like dissension in a friend group, it is awkward, because then you're like, oh my God, like who's team this? Again, we have absolutely experienced that. Like, what side are you on? Oh, we're on this side, and then they're on that side, and then recognizing like, okay, like this is maybe a lot more than we thought it was. And I know we'll get into that, and then having to like come together and be like, okay, what was really the root? Yeah. Right? Like what took us to this place? I mean, certainly grateful that we have a very mature friend group. You know,
minus me.
No, right? But I think it really depends. I think it really depends on, I mean, we've seen relationships fall at weddings. We've seen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like baby showers. Like we've seen scenarios where these people have been like in your core group, one celebration of one girlfriend, and one is petty and mad, and you're like, right?
What is happening?
What is happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we have seen that. We have seen that a lot.
And experienced it. Yeah. Right? So
firsthand.
Right?
Yeah.
Firsthand.
For sure.
Both of us.
For
right?
Sure.
So when there's when the vibes are off in a friendship, you know, man, like, it's like, why can't we all just get along?
Because we can't.
I know. Okay, so then
sometimes we can't.
Okay, so here's your next question. Have you ever felt left out but didn't say anything, and what stopped you?
Well, first of all, we all know I'm a drama queen. So yes, I felt left out. Yes, I felt left out, actually.
Yeah.
Aisha.
I was waiting. For
yes, I felt left out, actually, Aisha. But you know what? This was my mature moment.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
And this is the mature moment that we all must have in our lives. Not all things are for us. And I think that you have to stop and really understand, okay, was that my space? Was that my group? Was it, something that I even would have enjoyed? Like, am I just being upset because I wasn't invited to it? But then at the end of the day, if it's not my space, it's not my space. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And I think that can cause some of the vibes to be off too, is that people are harboring this kind of resentment.
That's a great one.
And I know one of your friends felt it one day when they asked me about it. I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't invited, so that's why I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. just putting in a little thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that for a minute, I was like, oh, but my feelings are hurt. But then I was like, but it wasn't my space. Okay. And it wasn't my place to be in. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I had to let it go.
Yeah. And that can absolutely happen. And again, I think like you actually bring up a great point. In a friend group, there are also mini groups, right?
Absolutely.
Which are based on a number of things, whether there's proximity, whether there's a common, situation. Like, again, if there's going to be a musical play, you're probably not going to call me because it's not my vibe.
Or fireworks.
Absolutely.
Don't invite her to fireworks ever.
Stupid.
She's not coming.
I'm not coming.
She's not coming.
No, there are ways.
But I'm also like, I don't enjoy wine at all.
Right.
So don't invite me to a wine tasting because I'm not coming.
Exactly. But to your point, it's that initial like, oh, like how come I wasn't asked, right?
I mean, I do like taco night.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm okay.
We just said we're mature.
I'm a drama queen, which brings up our next point. how do you deal with it? And I mean, I do try not to be the drama queen, especially with you, because like you truthfully don't care about my drama. And how do you survive? Like, how do you not become the drama queen, like in these kind of scenarios, right? How do you're never the drama queen.
No.
I am the one that is like, did you hear what is going on? And I do like huge suspenseful
and I'm like, tell me. Always. She'll call me. She'll be like, you're not going to no, I'm going to tell you what's the worst. I'm going to grind my gear. I'll get a text message. She knows. Yo, you don't even know how this. She'll send me, babe. And I'm like, oh my God, what? She's like, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, oh my God, what? Girl, wait till
and
bitch.
Radio silence also.
I will. Girl, listen to me, okay? Here's a grind my gear.
I know.
If you got tea, you better carry it out, okay?
No.
Don't leave me with the like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this. Oh, wait till I tell you what's happening, girl, and then ghost me, and then I'm blowing up your phone. Like, what is it?
I know, but I get distracted. I get distracted, and
then I gotta call you.
I know.
Yeah, and then I have to call you because at that point I can't wait.
But it comes into my head, and I'm like, oh my God, girl.
And then a squirrel runs by.
That's exactly it. Then a squirrel runs by.
Damn this ADHD!
I know. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry.
But here's the thing, right? I feel like in a friend group, everybody has also a role, right?
Yes.
Like naturally. So you'll have the mediator, you'll have the drama queen, you'll have the like the negative person, you'll have the I don't know, the like
there's always
over
like
the
one
top
wayward one.
Just out here, you're like, what are you doing?
Where everybody questions every decision that you're making every single day.
Like, we love you, because we know your heart, but like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Right? There's the like the like the queen. Like, there's just all those rules, which I think is what makes the friend group also so entertaining. Yeah. But again, for me, I feel like I'm not going to get caught up in the nonsensical drama. I might enjoy the drama. I might side you and be like, yeah, did you see that text?
That's the side chat outside.
Yeah, outside the chat. Yeah, But I don't know, babe. I just feel like for me, and we talked about this, I am just so committed to protecting my peace. Like, if it ain't got nothing to do with me, I will try always to just make sure there's peace. But like, maybe you need to, like, both parties need to just act the fool and then simmer down type of thing, That's just me. Because I'm like, honestly, there's just so many other things happening in life that I just don't have time for the nonsense. Unless it's something, as I said, something we've experienced where it's like, no, this actually required.
Do you find sometimes that you can be harsh in your delivery, like in your honesty? Because I know that you believe in honesty. Mm-hmm. Do you find that sometimes your honesty comes across like when you've hit that point where you're like, okay, I've had enough with you. Like, I've had enough with the drama. Yeah. Do you find that your delivery is like really harsh in your level of honesty?
Yeah, it absolutely can be. It absolutely can be, like, where I've hit a place where I'm done. Absolutely.
How do you think that people like respond to that? Because it takes you a while to get there.
Yeah,
but I know I've been at the receiving end of a little curt remark every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know I've taken it too far now. I know that maybe I've called one too many times about the same person.
Yeah. I think for me, that point is where I'm frustrated because I'm like, why do we keep beating the same dead horse?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I am definitely someone who feels like if you're reaching out to me and you're seeking feedback or you're seeking advice and I give it to you and I give you the same advice over and over and over again and we're still in the same place, at this point, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right? It's very to the point. Sorry, very to the point, very succinct. And I think my tone indicates I'm done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it reminds me very much like my dad is that way. My dad is very calm, but when he hit the point where he was done, like his tone indicated, this is it. And I was like, ooh.
Okay.
Like, okay.
So you get it from dad.
So I get it. Yeah, because my mother was like that.
No.
Like she was the.
She's not going to appreciate that.
No, she won't. But like, sorry, Heather. But like, sorry, Mom, I love you. But she was not the one.
Yeah.
My dad was more, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to support you. But if I have to have this conversation over and over, now I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, both of you were in that mental health space too, though.
Yes.
And I think that maybe that is just a part of what you've learned and like how the rest of us are just out here like freeballing the world, you know, like we're just trying to live our lives in chaos. And you guys are, you know, a little bit more put together. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah. But I do hope, sorry to cut you off, but I do hope, you know, even in those times of harshness that the people in my life know it's certainly not it is just more like, it's like, stop giving energy to something that's not serving you. Stop it.
That's it. That's
right.
It,
like that's where my fatigue comes from. It's like, it's not even me having to have the conversation. It's me being fatigued that you don't see. You need to stop letting this impact you the way that you're allowing it to. And the constant conversation about it actually isn't helping you.
Have you tried to set a boundary like that with somebody? Like, have you tried to implement, because we all have to set boundaries, you know, we all have to set boundaries with people. Has that ever really backfired on you? Like, has that ever really caused more drama, I guess, than not? Like in really implementing that boundary for yourself or whatever that situation was? Has it ever backfired on you where it's been like, woo, it's been the explosion?
Ooh.
Because boundaries can do that. Yeah, when you start to implement boundaries and it can cause the vibes to be off. Yeah. When you start implementing boundaries in a space that you've never implemented those boundaries before, or in and around even info, like maybe you don't want to hear it anymore, or you know, especially when they're talking about somebody that you're really close to. Like if somebody's got a problem with somebody that you are really, really close to, you know, have you implemented that boundary where it's sort of backfired on you?
So I wouldn't say that it's backfired, but it's definitely resulted in someone being mad at me for me being like, it's enough now. Like, you need to stop this. Like, I'm not right. And then comes the like, well, you don't care. And, oh, you're taking their side. And I'm like, honestly, again, if I'm going to be honest, at that point, I actually don't give a shit.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
No.
But me?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like it's happened to me at work. It's happened to me in my personal life. Where at